guys, welcome to Grander Marine and welcome on board this 2022 38 Fountain Sport Console with Quad 450 Mercury R's on it. This is a new model for Fountain this year. We have I'm a fishing guy, so we kind of built this for poker run style with the rear sofa, but we added a fishing coffin box. We added a live well under, leaning post, extra rod holders, electric rear outlets. But overall, just at a glance, this looks like a, poker run style, go fast boat with a little bit of everything hidden into it. Starting with the motors back here, we've got this boat runs over 100 miles per hour. And in order to achieve that, you got to have, high X dimension. So it's not hydraulic jack plates, but you got about 1.75 inch fixed solid plate that lets us get the motors to the height we want to. If we're gonna go fishing in the boat, I might lower those a little bit if I'm gonna be in rough water, but we've got that option. Tyler and I ran this boat yesterday, and she achieved top speed of 103 miles per hour as we ran out of propeller. So we did have some good conditions, but I think we can get a little bit more. And months to come, this boat's fixing to head to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, so if you're gonna be there, she'll be there in the Fountain booth in the water. So coming to the back here, you got a nice, clean splash well, transom well that really prevents just any junk from getting caught up in there. So it's easy to rinse off. Transom door, Fountain's doing cup holder, rod holders on these SCs. You've got I call this the rear sofa back here. They used to call it the LS, but now this is the standard SC rear sofa. This fabric right here it's called Cool Touch. It's real soft, real high quality. The sun doesn't heat it up like your typical vinyl. And if we lift up under here so you guys can see, sorry, this boat's a little dirty, but we're getting the best we can out of it. Lots of storage, people to put their bags, put stuff. I was thinking if I take it snorkeling or something, it's a great place to put your gear, let it be wet, come back home, rinse it off. This is your bilge lazarette access. It's got light standard. And one of my favorite thing about this bilge is, I'm not the most flexible guy, but it's accessibility. First thing is there's this big platform storage right here, and that enables you to store 5-gallon buckets, store a life raft. It's, you're not gonna get wet down there, but at the same time, big guy like me, I can climb down there and get to any seacocks, work on any bilge pumps, replaces. Anything you need to get. 2 fuel tanks on the boat. You got a 275-gallon main tank, and if you top it off, that is usable fuel, and a 150-gallon forward tank. And you can see you got levers right here. It's just simple. If I want to change from main to aux, that's starboard center, main to aux. And we see our fuel filters down here as well. Your mechanics are going to be real happy. If you get some bad fuel, it's going to be real easy for you to get to them. You're not going to stand on your head to change your filters. We got 2 standard 2,000 gallon per hour SureFlows, okay? And on top of that, we've got the Ultra Mini Junior float switches. And in my experience, those are the most reliable float switches on the market. We normally set one a little higher. So like, say I set my starboard float switch, I set it all the way down. So that's the one that may cycle on and off. But if my port one, I set the float switch higher, and I see on the dash port bilge pump comes on, it's kind of like a high water alarm. You got a problem. And like I said, I'm a big guy. I can reach anything I need to back there. Raw water and freshwater pumps are tucked away inside the stringers, so they don't get any water dripped on them, sprayed on them, and they last. We've got boats now, Fountains that are 5-6 years old, and they're still running, hadn't replaced any diaphragm pumps, hadn't replaced any freshwater pumps. And that really has to do with the location of where they're put. Back here, this is the rear face seat leaning post. This is a built-in insulated cooler. Usually when I build one, I have them plumb it as a live well, just in case somebody wants to kill a fish in it or tell their buddies they can. You can see there's a light in there, friction hinges. There's a little button on the side of the console here for the light or turn the live well on. And coming to the sides, you can do this tackle storage, or you can do it. This boat's got a slide out trash can. And on the other side here, we've got drawers, storage. You can put anything you want. You can do drawers, you can do tackle storage, whatever you want. You just tell Fountain what you want, they can put them in there. This boat still has, like the center console fishing boats, a lot of storage. You got a 225 quart box here for index storage. Nice huge lip on the rim, as well as a CNC cut, recessed and gasketed underside of the lid. And what that does is it really makes a tight fit. I fish and I spend a lot of time on boats where it rains and you come and all those boxes get full of water. But the way this fountain deck's designed, it just doesn't happen. They really hit the nail on the head with that. That's a big feature. On the console here, you know, it got redesigned a couple years ago. But when you get an SC dash, there's less switches. Okay, normally the switch panel's here, but the SC dash is just a little more simple. Less stuff to break, less switches, not as many overboard discharge pumps. And all of your lights, the reason there's less switches, are controlled here on the Shadowcaster LED lighting. I can come in here, and if I want my T-top lights, you know, to be any color, I can come in here and select the color. If I want them pink, you know, they can be pink. If I want them white or green, and I can select the intensity. And you can do that for, you know, every light on the boat. It does have a black oak spotlight on it. It's white only though. And you can see here our top speed yesterday was 103 miles per hour. And you can see right here we were 6450. We were beyond the rev limiter, so the motors were starting to pull back on us. You can see these speakers right here. You know, the lights, you can select any color. It's all tied in, and that's part of the SC package. So here is really nice. When we were going 103 the other day, there was no wind in our face. You can see there's some dead bugs on the window. You know, that just happens when you go 100 miles an hour. But the windshield's flared out. You got a nice soft dash pockets. You can see there's keys to our truck and other stuff in it. I put, you know, phone chargers in there for people, you know. You've got a vessel view 9 and a trim tab indicator on the dash. This boat's equipped with a bow thruster. It's got a bow thruster on it, VHF. It's got a Garmin Phantom broadband Doppler radar. It's a really neat feature. I highly recommend if you get a boat, get that Phantom upgrade. The stereo on this thing is incredible. It's got 4 JO Audio amps. I know it's got 4 subwoofers and at least a dozen or 14 other speakers. And it'll make your ears bleed if you want it to. It sounds really good. They're doing a good job of tuning it too. Moving up here on the console with the new SC now, there's actually a lined liner, and they designed it to receive all of your covers for your Garmin or whatever. Just slides in there perfect. And if you need to access it, you can unscrew this whole guy and she'll pop out. And they put some nice speakers up here with lights in them. Helps, you know, shoot noise aft if you're hanging out at the sandbar back there. So you're inside the console, you know, they put all the good stuff in here. Your batteries, anything you don't want to get wet. It's above the deck. It's easily accessible. Tyler can come down in here. You can see this boat's equipped with 5 Group 31 AGM, real heavy batteries, real solid, easy to access and replace, but also dry, above the water line, all where the thing should be on a boat. And toilet was on. So another thing Fountain has is this is I would call this a voltage sensor relay system, where we've got individual engine batteries with a separate house. You can parallel the engine batteries, but not the house. So what happens is if I want to run my radio at the sandbar, I can't kill my house batteries. But if I want to crank a motor, I can go up on the dash, hit throttle only, crank a motor, and any motor will charge the house and keep things going for you. Everything's breakered. Push button here if you want to disengage your bilge pumps or something, you know, just pop them out, kick them in. Keys right here, you know, they're hidden. It's kind of security, as well as you don't want them up there on the dash flopping around, somebody bending over breaking them. So they're in here, and you push button on the dash. And as you get in here, you know, you can see your autopilot pump. This boat's got 4 amps, so if we actually come in here, you can see some stacked amps right here, and you come up top, a couple more amps. Disconnects, like I said, we got electric reel outlets, extra batteries on this boat, so we got a couple chargers. There's your disconnect for your side power, bow thruster, and your labeled fuses for your displays, your autopilot radar, Shadowcaster control. So one of the things we really like about this boat is keep it simple. Everything's easily accessible, and our techs, you know, if something breaks, I mean, stuff's going to break on a boat. It's easy to diagnose, easy to locate, and easy to replace. And that's really helped us out. But this toilet has overboard discharge standard as well. And you got a freshwater shower right here. For freshwater, you got 3 outlets. You got the shower here, transom shower, and then the freshwater wash down. You get to the bow of this thing, very nicely done forward seating with backrest. Good access to your anchor locker there with the windlass. Good access to stand on the bow and walk around if you need to and step down, because unlike most boats in this class, this is an actual 3-piece boat. So you actually get a fatter gunnel cap, stronger built boat, and more tow room all around the boat without weakening the gunnels. Like I said, when we ran this boat 100+ mile an hour, nothing moved, nothing creaked, top never shook, gunnels never shook, everything was tight. As you know, you got storage up under here. This is a big 640 quart box. You can use it as storage. You can see access to the bow thruster. You know, anything you want to put in there if you're going to the Bahamas or, you know, needing suitcases or what have you. Lots of room in there. Under Tyler's feet here, I call these the rod lockers. They're about 6 foot long, you know, just storage. These are, you know, unfinished boxes, but Fountain still does a good job of sanding and cleaning, but they're dry. Remember I was telling you, these boxes just don't fill with water. The only way these boxes are going to fill with water is that built-in drain in the corner if that screen gets filled up with trash. So this boat, it normally has a different style that's just a seat with storage underneath. I like to always use, this is the TE style coffin box, okay, which is the fishing coffin box. And the reason why, it's got a 380 quart insulated cooler fish box with a divider. It actually drains overboard without a pump. So if you want to take this boat fishing or do whatever, and you know, you could do whatever you want and use that box for your fish, use it for your drinks, depending on where you want to party or not. Lift this guy up, lots of room, thick insulation, you know, insulation in the lid as well. And once again, drains overboard without a pump. So this is a great box for, you know, you're going to have a big party, you could put a lot of drinks in there. You can see you also had the advantage of cup holders right here, rod holder. This is really a 3-person seat, but you can fold that down and 2 people each have armrests, sit comfortably. If you come see over here on the side, Fountain's integrated net storage where you can keep your dock lines, flip-flops, small purses, whatever. And at 100 mile an hour, it won't blow out. We've painted the underside of this hardtop kind of a charcoal color, and then, you know, the blue on the top, and it carries the top. There's actually SeaDek on top of the hardtop you can't see. You can see the standard light bar that it comes with on the top. The boat's just really tastefully done. It's not only looks good, it's fast, it's built well. Fountain's not the same Fountain they used to be. In my opinion, they're the best they've ever been, and now the fastest they've ever been for a center console. Appreciate you looking. If you got any questions, feel free to contact us at grandermarine.com. Shoot us an email. You know, if you got a question about any of your boats, we'll help out any way we can. Thank you.